Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is our 23rd episode of the 12th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked characters throughout the whole entire franchise. 3 votes are allowed. Your results of mine will be shown in the final episode, which is the next one. So please do get voting so you can have yours on the screen as we do go through it in the intro of the episode. Now, interesting, in the last episode, Beverly was visiting Leonard, and she's just being all nice. It's like total polar opposite to what he's used to. And you know, at first he was sus. He was like thinking, what's actually going on? And she wanted to spend time with him over Sheldon, and he was having a great time, to be honest. Their mother and son, you know, bonding session. And then it turned out that it was kind of all for research. He was figuring out like what type of parenting skills work here and there, and it just blew. You know, Leonard was fuming. He ended up going mad at her. But then he ended up saying, look, he forgives her. You know, he's got his way and how he wanted parents to be. She's got her way and how it was. And, you know, he's realised that the only thing that he could do is actually just forgive his mum for the way she was. And she looked all emotional and kind of relieved that that was said as well. And she was happy. She actually addressed that and said that she was happy that he forgave her. And they both stood up and gave each other a big, nice hug. And maybe it's what they needed to move forward, as we were saying last episode. They both could have been in a position where they thought that, you know, Leonard thought his mum was being this type of person because that's how she always was to him, and thinking that she thought that's what Leonard wanted. And in reality, both of them really didn't like the way the relationship was going, but because nobody ever spoke about it and addressed it, they both went on and just left it how it was. But now it's out in the open. Maybe they can move forward and be a happy, you know, mother and son in this new dynamic that they're obviously trying to kind of put together. So it's interesting and exciting. Obviously, now in today's episode or the next, we got to address this thing that's going on with Sheldon and Amy as well, with this Nobel Prize stuff that's going on. So it's really exciting. We're going to conclude it very soon. And hopefully you guys are going to be here for the rest. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Six times 10 to the 8th atoms of radium in a lead jar. 6 times 10 to the 8th atoms of radium. If the half-life of radium should happen to pass, 3 times 10 to the 8th atoms of radium in a lead jar.
Yeah, we're gonna need more coffee.
The committee will be making the calls to inform the winners at any minute. So the only drug I need is the endorphins pumping through my brain in anticipation of our victory.
Really? The second he stops talking?
Say if he fell asleep, we were allowed to slap him awake. Bitch, why do you get to do it?
Because I called it.
Well, you can't just call it. You have to earn it. You have your whole life to smack him around. This is my time. Do it in slow-mo. I want to see his cheeks ripple.
Go.
It's happening! Hello?
Hi.
Hello, this is Sweden calling.
Oh, it's Barry.
Is this Dr. Cooper and Dr. Fowler?
Yes?
Yeah.
Congratulations. It is my pleasure to inform you that you've won the Nobel Prize in being sucker.
This is it! What do you want, Howard?
We were just calling to see if you'd heard yet.
We haven't.
All right, well, call us when you're here.
I am thinking of a number. Hint, it's a cube of a prime.
There's an infinite number of possibilities.
What, you got somewhere to be?
Oh, that's me. Yes, this is Dr. Fowler. Okay, thank you. We won.
She's going to scream it, but...
Congratulations!
Oh my God.
We did it.
I know.
What if I'm dreaming?
He's not missing that opportunity, is he?
The Nobel Prize!
Leonard's glasses fell off. Did you see it? Mate, I'm actually really happy for them. I thought Amy was going to do it. Do you know, like, that scream then, like, when she put the phone down, just, ah! Do you know, like, but that was actually really good. And, do you know, in that situation there, do you reckon that's how most people, do you know, like, how do the people who actually win the Nobel Prize in real life, like, where would they be when they get that call? Do you know what I mean? Because you could literally be anywhere, couldn't you? Do you reckon that you would all react the same way? Because, like, I literally would. You know what I mean? Like, if it was my life's goal or something to achieve something and I get the call, no matter where I was, I'd just flip. You know what I mean? I'd just be screaming. I'd be going mad. I'd be going crazy, you know. Look at that there in their apartment, but bet people get it in public in random places because the call could come at any time, you know. And what's interesting is, I know that Barry rang them then to, like, I don't know, take the mickey out of them, just have a bit of banter. But if you think about it, without his information, without the letter, the envelope, whatever you want to call it, that he give, they potentially wouldn't be in this position. So Barry was actually a massive help in them actually achieving their thing, not in terms of the success, but the actual desired outcome. Like he was a big kind of factor in it.
How does it feel to be married to a Nobel Prize winner?
You tell me.
Amy
Hey, that's
centric.
good.
What a fun way to look at it. Aw, it's a congratulations text from my Meemaw. Oh, and there's one from my mom.
It's CVS. My prescription's ready.
When you think about it, now that we're Nobel Prize winners, our names will be linked together forever.
We're married. Our names are already linked together forever.
I'm going to work like always. I still put my pants on both legs at a time.
The thing is, I want to see how work reacts.
Congratulations. How does it feel?
Too overwhelming for him.
Is Dr. Cooper coming back? No. Next question?
Your left hand or your right hand?
Right. Spit actually flew out of his mouth.
Can you do me a favor? Do we have a choice? Ha ha! No. Press will be reaching out to their family and friends for comment. So that we're all on the same page, the word we're going to use to describe them is quirky.
Thank you so much.
Sheldon can't deal with the
And what
attention.
do we call that?
Quirky.
I had an appointment to interview Dr. Cooper about the Nobel. Hang on a second.
Sheldon? I don't know if it helps you at all, but I'm his best friend in the whole world.
Really?
And an astronaut. Come on, you can buy me a cup of coffee and I'll tell you about both.
My picture's all over the internet and I look terrible.
No, let me see. Well, that is an unfortunate angle.
I know I shouldn't care about how I look, and I never thought I did. It's stupid and shallow, but I just can't help it.
You are a beautiful woman. Get a haircut, new clothes, new glasses, big glasses. No glasses, then you won't be able to see those pictures.
Sheldon's got his eyes on some new Dockers.
Come on, do something for yourselves.
I could get a haircut.
And some makeup and a new wardrobe.
The thing is, though, Raj can actually afford the stuff in Beverly Hills. Oh, does it? Well, he used to be able to with his obviously family's money, but he tried to go self-independent, didn't he? Obviously, he moved out. He was in the, with Bert. Was he with Bert for a bit? Like, he just moved around. I don't know if he's financially got hefty cash now. However, I understand where Amy's coming from. To be honest, like if she's looking at herself all over the news and then thinking that she doesn't really look that good, then she's going to be self-conscious and kind of want to change it. But then I don't like when people change, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't like her all dressed up in makeup, wearing, say, clothes that kind of like Penny wears, because that's not Amy that I know. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I know the Amy of being the one wearing glasses, kind of always got a clip in her hair and dressing like an old woman, to be honest. And all the hobbies about like some ancient 1950s games and all that, knitting and all this stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if she starts like transitioning over into wearing loads of makeup and changing the hairstyle and not wearing glasses, like, it won't feel like her. Do you know what I mean? So I understand where she's coming from. If you're going to be in a public limelight all of the time, you kind of want to make sure you feel good about yourself first. But I don't know, it's like when people get a lot of money, everybody kind of changes, and I don't like change. I like people staying the way they are. You know, if I was a millionaire, I'd still wear a jumper that cost me $10, 10 quid. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, anything monetary value, I couldn't give a shit about, to be honest, because I feel like half the people that do that in real life anyway, so other people's self-justification and gratification, like somebody who walks around in like a Moncler coat or something that costs $2,000 or whatever, mate, I'd just walk around in my Nike jacket that cost me 50. You know, I couldn't care less about what the brand is, and I feel like most people do it for like a reason. That she's doing it here is that it's, if people see them all the time, people want to get compliments on it. You know what I mean? And I understand in her position, though, because she's going to be all over the news and all over the press and all in the papers and all that stuff. You kind of want to actually feel the best you can be.
Dinner ready?
Not unless you cook. Why is this article about Sheldon all about you?
Oh, good. They used my NASA picture.
Why does it say that you're his best friend? Leonard's his best friend.
For Sheldon got into a scrape, I was his go-to guy. He had a panic attack as his hand got stuck in a jar of olives. I was the one who told him to let go of the olive. That reporter asked me if I could put him in touch with Amy's best friend.
What kind of tea is appropriate for winning a Nobel Prize, and now everything is changing and you feel unmoored from reality?
I know it all feels overwhelming right now, but I promise you, things will settle down.
Hey, Spenny here? No, why?
I wanted to show her my latest creation. I give you Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler.
To be fair, she actually does look very professional.
Sheldon, what do you think?
I actually like her hair, to be honest.
I like you better the way you were.
I like the way I look.
Well, I don't.
My fault. I was out of Earl Grey.
Amy is the one constant I can count on, and now she's changing. No, it's the last straw. I can't take anymore.
Oh, the listener again.
Can you believe it? They finally fixed the elevator.
That is mad, that actually. Right at the very end, it gets fixed. I didn't even see the tape. To be honest, Amy actually looked very professional. That's how I described it then. I understand where Sheldon's coming from. Now, when she's doing interviews, when she's in the press, and when she's doing all this kind of, you know, stuff for the Nobel, dressing like that is totally fine because you're doing it in your work environment to look the best you can do. You know what I mean? Like, Penny starts to dress like that. Look, she's in a full-on suit, a pink one there. Like, her outfits changed and progressed as she went through it. She got more professional in the role that she was in. Now, when Amy's at home, do you know what I mean? Like, in the apartment, chilling, going out, having food with her husband, is she dressed the way she usually does, the way we was just talking about, like, old style or whatever, with a skirts and a vests on and all that stuff? And then there's nothing wrong with it, is it? You know, she's just matching the environment that she's doing, but still being a true self in a natural environment. Where obviously I understand where Sheldon's coming from. Everything's kind of changing, and obviously it's too hard for him.
What's with him?
He won a Nobel Prize and his wife looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, got it.
How did you get down here?
The elevator, it's really fast.
I should have seen this coming, but I should have done it gradually.
You need to focus on the positive. You won a Nobel Prize. I slapped Sheldon. A lot of dreams came true today.
This is a huge day for me, and I'm allowed to enjoy it without worrying how it's going to affect my husband.
Did me, or did it just get fierce in here?
The reporters, the attention at work, and now even Amy's chain. Slow down.
I'm playing a drinking game. Every time you say the word change, I take a slug.
Are you gonna be able to drive me home?
Not unless you change the subject.
All the times I thought about winning, I never thought about how it would affect my life.
You know, you go on and on about wanting things to stay the same, but you've changed a lot since I met you.
Massively.
You are a mean drunk.
A ton of friends. You got married, moved into a new apartment, had sex almost as many times as I have fingers.
More.
What?
By this many.
You know, I've grown too. I used to be the bartender back there.
That's true. And now there is a completely different woman who botched my drink order. But I do take your point. You know, you're also married. You have a successful career. You no longer dress like you're trying to attract sailors by the wharf.
The only thing that actually stays the same is that things are always changing.
The inevitability of change might be a universal constant.
I can't tell you how many times Dr. Fowler was going to give up. And I would say to her, Amy, as your best friend, I'm not going to let you quit.
Tell you about this time Mr. Nobel laureate wanted olive.
You know, I like the way my hair looks. I'm done tiptoeing around him.
I'm done enabling him. Like, this is his spot, and the thermostat has to be set to his comfort level. What about this thing? Why is it here? I'll tell you why. Because it was here when I moved in, and for no earthly reason, he forbade me to touch it.
I bet he changes it and then he don't like it. Oh, no way. Oh, no way.
Think. Want to give it a try?
Magic got stuck. Oh, to be continued. That's interesting. Have we had a to be continued episode before? To be honest, I actually really enjoyed this episode and it absolutely flew. I feel like it literally flew. Now, I kind of understand what Sheldon was getting at in the episode, to be honest. I don't think that taking the Amy part out of it, like, it would be totally different. Do you know what I mean? If everybody suddenly knew you overnight and everywhere you went, everybody was talking about you, interviewing you, clapping you, asking you questions, you know, you just feel overwhelmed and a bit confused and a bit too much for you. Do you know what I mean? And what she was saying there, Penny, in that conversation, actually made a lot of sense when she said that, you know, the one thing that's an actual constant is the consistency of change throughout the whole time that obviously the show's been going on. You know what I mean? Like, he said that he wants things to stay the same, which makes sense. And then she was saying, look, mate, if you look we're always changing and evolving. And I was a bartender and now I'm doing this. You know, you had no friends really. Now you've got loads. Now you've got a girlfriend. You know what I mean? You're moving into apartments. You're doing all these things. So what you think's a constant is actually a consistency of changing, an evolution. And this is just the next step. And it made a lot of sense, and I understood where he was coming from, and I understand what she was saying as well. It's actually really clever the way they actually like described that and used it. And obviously the main talking point of the episode is they won a Nobel, which is amazing. And I'm hoping that next episode, because we only got one left, is the presentation of it. You know what I mean? Like them actually receiving the medals, the award, or whatever. So I don't just want it to be a phone call and that they can celebrate. I want it to be on a full pedestal out there, living the best life, you know what I'm saying? So very, very good. And yeah, this one flew by, and we've only got one more left. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have not yet voted for your most liked characters throughout the whole entire franchise, please do. 3 votes are allowed. Your results will mine be shown in the next episode, the final episode ever of The Big Bang Theory. I cannot believe it. 280 will be in the bag episodes. The longest singular show posted. Madness, honestly, it really, really is. So I can't wait to see you guys choose. Nobel Prize finally been dished out. Those 2 have won it. We love to see it. You can see the elation and obviously the craziness and the change in obviously like their lifestyle. Now, I actually think that Amy looked very professional in the glow up that Raj gave her. Now, obviously, like personally in the day-to-day living, I would have wanted to be looking like that all of the time because I liked the way she was. I actually personally never thought that there was anything kind of wrong with her. I feel like everybody has a personality and has a trait, and even when Sheldon dresses up in his suit, and many a times I've said, wow, he looks smart, you know what I mean? Like, I like him to be the Sheldon where he's wearing a jumper and then a t-shirt over it, do you know what I mean? He's wearing all of his science tops and his comic book t-shirts, like, that's the way we used to Sheldon dressing, and we don't want him to change just for the sake of changing, you know what I mean? However, I've got to say, Amy's hair change, I think, is great. Like, I actually feel like that makes her look better just singly, solely on its own. I actually feel like her hair, I never said it was bad before, but like sometimes when something changes, you can acknowledge that that is an improvement. And I feel like her hair looks so much better now. It actually really does. And I like the fact that she was saying that she should have done it in consistently, gradually, like small changes, so you didn't technically notice. And I feel that's the same way with me. I've got long hair, and I feel like if I was ever going to cut it short, I wouldn't go from really long down here to like really short. What I would do is over the months, I would gradually chop it slowly, 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 so people don't notice a change until it becomes the norm. Do you know what I mean? The constant of the shortness. And I actually feel like obviously Amy looks really good, but I wish obviously for herself, well anyway, if she feels amazing and she wants to dress like that all the time, then that's obviously for her. But I think that if she had the blend between looking very professional, doing her interviews and dressing like this in one scenario, and being at home and relaxing and dressing in the way she's used to and her husband likes in another one, then that's a good blend, isn't it? But this was a good episode. Really enjoyed it. And obviously I can't wait for the final episode, even though I'm upset it's a final episode. And we're going to jump into that. And obviously, like I said, I can't wait to see you guys choose your favourite characters, whilst also seeing how we actually conclude this show. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.